What's up, Internet? This is your #1 favorite podcast host. I'm just being very presumptuous right now, Darth Sparrow, and welcome to episode 99 of the Geeks with Wives and Capes. We're on 99. Brad, how did we make it this far? Our next episode is episode 100.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of paper cuts from turning the pages of comic books, but
That's right.
we're almost there.
We're almost there. We're super excited to be here with you guys on this Thursday evening. And as always, I am here with my merry band of fellow co-hosts. Let's start with the lovely lady that is joining us this evening, the woman who puts the peril in every comic and podcast adventure, the lovely Miss Ashley Danger. What's up, Ashley?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm always excited when I get to talk to you. You're just like one of the coolest people I've gotten to meet this year.
I hope I am. I think I'm exciting. I hope I'm more exciting since I've been doing my readings now.
Awesome. Good job. Homework, huh?
Yeah.
So, how was your week? How was your week? Did you do anything exciting or fun or crazy?
As far as exciting, well, today I went bowling and I played Guitar Hero for a little bit and realized how rusty I am at it.
All right, now going to the bowling, are you a good bowler? Do you just like school everybody, or are you kind of?
It's funny because when I was little, like, I was in one of those like kid bowling leagues and like I did it for like every summer and I like won a bowling ball. Like I have a bowling ball with my name on it.
Sweet.
Did they
Yeah.
was that with or without the bumpers?
Actually, I don't remember, to be honest. I bowled my first game tonight. I bowled a 119, so that's like pretty better than what I normally do.
It's better than me.
And then I did karaoke this week too, so that was fun.
So everybody's got a go-to karaoke song. What's your go-to karaoke song?
I don't have a go-to. Like I always
you
like to
don't have a
bring.
go-to?
I like to pull new tricks out of my bag every time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I
So
do that too. I do that too, but I have that one song that I always just, I get up there and I throw it down, and it's like nobody else wants to get up after that.
What's your song? What's your song, Will?
My song is "Wanted Dead or Alive" by Bon Jovi.
Good choice.
Okay.
Yes.
Mine's
I work-
Spice Girls. I tell you what I want.
Right, I can totally see you rocking that up there.
I'm not ashamed to admit I watched Spice World like 10 times when I was a kid. So Baby
Brad,
Spice was my jam back in the day. That was my first crush.
I was just going to ask you who your favorite Spice Girl was, and see, that was mine too, so.
Yep.
I really liked Baby too, because she always had like the cutest outfits.
Yeah, and she did the cute little dresses, blonde, big eyes, she would forget it, man. I was like, I'm not into their music, but I can watch their videos all day long. That's fine.
In hindsight, Posh ended up probably being the most attractive. She was the one married to David Beckham, right? Posh
Yes.
Spice. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
She's like the fashion model of the group now.
Yeah. But that's why the name Posh fit her so well, even back then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, good. Well, we're glad to have you back, Ashley, and of course, as always with us is the my #1 newsman, editor at large, Mr. Brad Bell. What's going on, brother?
I am Brad Bell. Yes, I am your news guy. I'm doing pretty good. I survived a bout of poison ivy, and not the good redheaded kind. At a convention, it was doing a lot of yard work. We're getting ready to go out of town here for the 4th, so I had to get the yard all tidied up, and there was some poison ivy wrapped in a hedge, and it was a bad situation. That's why I'm wearing long sleeves, even though it's like 100 degrees, or it was 90-something today.
That's not good, man.
Yeah, besides that, I kind of powered through the poison ivy, and I spent the past 2 days while my wife was at work. It's one of the good things about being a teacher. You get summers off. I spent the last 2 days bagging and boarding my whole collection into 4 long boxes. I've always wanted to do it. I alphabetized it, bagged, boarded it, and put the little dividers up. And I was talking to Will, and these dividers are like $16 for 20 dividers. It's insane.
Wow.
So you got to be careful with those comic supplies. They'll get you. But it was well worth it. Now I know where all my illustrious comics are, which are not all. I have some good stuff, but I have a lot of junk too. I realized as I saw the X Babies in my collection,
X-Baby.
the 90s, the X Babies. And I was like, why am I even bagging and boarding this stuff? A lot of people don't even bag and board modern comics because unless it's a first appearance, they're not really worth it.
Yeah. Well, I'm guilty of that, but not for any reason other than I haven't bought bags and boards for my comics, which is I'm a terribly irresponsible comic book owner.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm organized. Like I alphabetize my Blu-rays. My wife says I'm crazy, but I like it that way. So.
Hey man, everybody's got their thing. It's okay. It doesn't make you crazy or not. It's all right, bro. Well, I'm glad you survived the poison ivy. Don't do that again, okay?
I won't. The bad thing is I saw it right there, and I said, "Oh, that's poison ivy. I got to stay away from that." But when I was later transporting some brush, it got me good, man.
It's not good, man. Well, my friends, I'm glad you're all okay. I'm excited to talk comics. Well, speaking of conventions and poison ivies and things, obviously next week is the mecca of all conventions, the San Diego Comic-Con International, and some of the Geeks with Wives team will be there covering some really awesome stuff, and we will get to the names of who we're going to be interviewing at the con. But first, I thought it would be fun for us to kind of talk about what we're excited to see come out of the con, because of course every year we get all kinds of big news about upcoming movies, comics, everything in the world of collectibles. We got a lot of stuff that comes out of San Diego Comic-Con. So I want to know, besides what I'm excited about, what my co-hosts are excited about. So, Brad, why don't you start us off and tell us what you're excited to see come out of Comic-Con this year?
Well, two things. Every year, I always look forward to what Sideshow and what Hot Toys is going to reveal at the con, because that's when they have their big rollouts at San Diego Comic-Con. So I want to see what they have planned for maybe The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm looking forward to them revealing a Kylo Ren Hot Toy with the tri-blade lightsaber. That would be really cool.
Man, Brad, I didn't even think about that, man. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that now, too.
Yeah, the first thing I do when Comic-Con starts, go to the Hot Toys Facebook page and check out all the goodies that they want to pile me into debt with over the coming year. But I always look forward to that. But as far as superhero stuff, Hall H is supposed to belong to DC and Warner Brothers this year. It's been Marvel Studios the past couple years.
Right.
This year we're going to get probably a new Batman Superman trailer. They're supposed to reveal maybe a new Green Lantern movie with Tyrese as Jon Stewart and Chris Pine as Hal Jordan. And I think this is going to be their big rollout, and that people are going to begin to talk about DC movies along with those upcoming Marvel movies. And when you get Batman and Superman out there, that's the two biggest heroes on the planet, man. Even your grandma will go see that. She might not know why she's going to go see it, but hey, it's Batman and Superman. So I want to see that. And Star Wars is going to be in Hall H too, so I want to see if we're going to get any new Force Awakens trailer.
Yeah, that's they got some big stuff coming this year. I mean, to jump the gun a little bit, we obviously everybody's been talking about the Entertainment Weekly Comic-Con preview cover that got released in the last day or two with Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. Let's sidetrack a little bit. What are we thinking about that cover? I mean, I know a lot of people have still been complaining about the casting of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. What do you guys think about the cover? What do you think? How did it look to you guys?
Ashley?
To me, it looks like some of the individual photos that we've already seen from it. I'm not really surprised by it. I'm not really excited about it. Mm-hmm. As far as Gal Gadot, I just kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like we should give her a chance, because even though she may not be necessarily I think it's the styling of, like, the way they styled her more than anything else, because I think if they maybe did some extra stuff, like, I'm a girl, so I feel like costuming and stuff like that is important, especially, like, when you think of Wonder Woman, you think of Wonder Woman having, like, probably the best hair in the world, like, Gal Gadot's hair is just kind of flat, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just something about her that it just does not feel like wondrous. Like, it doesn't feel like she's like the wonderful woman of the world that we know as Wonder Woman. Like, she's just not. She's missing the mark a little bit. But acting skills might make up for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that too. Like, I saw that cover, and as I was looking at it, Wonder Woman's costume looked fantastic, but the hair was a little off, and I look at her between Henry Cavill, who looks like Superman,
Right.
but what struck me the most was seeing Batman with those two, because when I look at Henry Cavill and when I look at Gal Gadot, they look like actors portraying those characters. But there's just something about this Batman costume, something about the cowl, something about how Ben Affleck decided to keep like a 5 o'clock shadow for this Batman. It looks like he walked out of the Arkham video games or off the comic book pages. Like, it looked like how I would picture Batman if I saw him in real life. There's something really cool. I don't know if the acting will match it, although I believe in Batfleck. Hashtag I believe in Batfleck. But man, he looks like the Cape Crusader come to life, so that has me excited. My wife's a huge Wonder Woman fan, and she can't stand Gal Gadot's look as Wonder Woman. I think she wants her to be. She didn't like the casting, but I like Gal, so we'll see how she does.
I honestly, after seeing the cover, I guess it gave me a little glimmer of hope. I definitely agree with you, Brad, on Batman really standing out of that cover. I mean, honestly, I thought Gal looked better than she has in any of the other pictures that have been leaked of her as Wonder Woman so far. So I'm kind of excited, and I'm willing to give her a chance to see where it goes. And who knows, she might bulk up even more by the time this is done. So.
She has bulked up because in the Fast and Furious movies she was skinny.
Yeah, she was really thin.
You see her now and she's thick. I mean, I don't know if she's Wonder Woman thick, but who is?
It's just like, no. You can't say who is, because I have a name that comes to mind automatically as soon as I think of that.
Who?
Lucy Lawless.
Okay, yeah.
Like, she may be a little older now, so I feel like she may have missed her mark. Right. I mean, she'd be like Wonder Woman's mother probably at this moment, but like, I feel like there are plenty of women that would have done her justice.
Mm-hmm. No pun intended.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Agreed. Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, everybody wanted, what was her name? Gina Carano, the UFC chick, to play Wonder Woman. That would have been great, but like I said, I try not to hold too many opinions now about comic book characters just based off of casting alone, just by seeing visuals of them. So I'm kind of waiting. I'm holding my opinions till I actually see it, because I mean, my overall opinion still is I don't care about it because I didn't like Man of Steel, but that's just me. Whatever.
Well, I will say she can act. She's a great actress, so we don't have to worry about that. And they got the costuming right, so we don't have to worry about that. The hair is really a nitpick at this point, but there was just something about when I saw the Trinity, the holy Trinity of comic books, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, in the flesh, that I was like, all right, Marvel Studios, all right, Robert Downey Jr., all right, Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland, game on. Yeah. Like, we are here, so I'm excited. You're up.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, anyways, enough being sidetracked. Ashley, what are you excited about for Comic-Con this year?
Oh my God. Okay, so I mean, this kind of catches on from what we just got done talking about, because they're actually releasing the Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman Barbie doll.
Yeah.
So I actually texted Casey earlier today because I was like, I know I'm not going to be in San Diego, so I was trying to find someone that would be willing to wait online to get this doll for me. Because I really, really want it pretty bad.
Yeah.
But they're also releasing the Batman and Superman action figures, but they're like half the size of the Barbie, so it's not as exciting about them.
They're like the 6-7 inch scale, yeah.
Yeah, they're 6 inches, and then Barbie's like 12 inches, so...
Right.
I'm definitely going to take that Wonder Woman. I'm excited about that.
man.
And that's not your mom's Barbie doll. I saw that
No.
thing today on toynewseye.com, and it was pretty detailed for a Barbie. I mean, it's not a hot toy, but
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
But I think you can agree, Brad, that as of late, even stuff that's not like Hot Toys, level as far as like budget or how much you spend on it, they're starting to come out with some really good mass-produced collectibles. It's slowly getting better. They're starting to realize that more and more adults are collecting toys, I think, and they're really starting to up their game. And you really notice that in things like the Marvel Legends and like the Diamond Select figures. You really get some really impressive sculpts sometimes with some of those figures.
yeah, some of that Ant-Man stuff Marvel Legends has been really nice.
Yeah. What do you what do you collect mainly, Ashley? What is there something you collect a lot of?
I do collect dolls. I just feel like I collect my favorite things, like the Pop Toys. Like I have the Storm bobblehead, and then the last show I went to, I just got a Chitara Thundercat Pop Toy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was funny because I had the Thundercat sneakers on that day, and I was like, I have to get it today.
Yeah. I'm very late on the pop vinyl bandwagon. I'm finally starting to come around.
And then I just recently got the Hello Kitty. I think it's like the 40th anniversary Choboken. So it's like a Gundam Hello Kitty.
I'm all Chawadahuha?
It's like a Gundam Hello Kitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking mech robot kind of thing?
Yeah, like it's a Hello Kitty driving a giant Hello Kitty robot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. I like zany mashups like that. That's awesome. Anything else you want to see from Comic-Con?
Well, see, I'm waiting for New York, so I'm not really putting all my eggs in the basket with San Diego.
Yeah, gotcha. I definitely gotta say I'm jealous because your guys' New York Comic-Con has definitely gotten some cooler Marvel exclusives than San Diego has, and kind of irritates me because then I have to pay like the ridiculous markup to get it on eBay.
And that's exactly what's going to happen with the exclusive toys from San Diego.
Yeah, no, that always does.
Yeah.
I'm personally, I'm right with you guys. I'm mostly excited about collectibles and toys that come out from Comic-Con. I think that's the one thing I'm really most bummed that I'm not going to Comic-Con this year for the first time in like 5 years. Is I'm going to miss out on the exclusives and I'm going to have to buy them on eBay. Definitely excited about the 6-inch Star Wars Black Series Episode 7 Stormtrooper that's coming out from Hasbro. That's super cool. The packaging looks, I mean, just from the packaging alone, you can tell it's an exclusive. I mean, it doesn't look like the regular Black Series packaging, so that's really cool. I for sure have really gotten into Legos the last like year or two, so I'm just really bummed about like the immense amount of cool Lego exclusives that they're coming out with. There's of course, there's like another Age of Ultron set that's Age of Ultron, or Ultron sitting on the little throne with the sub Ultrons, and then you have a really cool Lego version of Action Comics #1, which, I mean,
I saw that. That looks pretty sweet. I'm not a Lego guy, but that was cool.
No, that's cool, man. I mean, if you're a Superman fan of any sort, I mean, that's something you want. You know what I mean? That's definitely a nod to where it all started. So that's those two things I'm most bummed about not going to Comic-Con. Other than that, like the last 2 years, I've just had some really cool like unplanned celebrity run-ins, and those are always fun. But obviously, like those are things that are unplanned. You just kind of happen when they happen. So I'm missing out on that magic, and of course, you know, the after parties, and you guys, if you've been to a con, know about after parties and stuff. So,
well, the magazine is actually sponsoring some of the after parties for the New York Comic Con. So I'm kind of excited about that. I was thinking about having a party at the arcade, like it's like a barcade.
Yeah,
that's like awesome. Like nerds and arcades and booze. I mean, that's like a formula for awesome right there. I mean, what more could you want, right?
Except for the next morning when you're walking the show floor hungover as hell. You're like, oh, that's the worst.
I still say to this day my best performance as Tony Stark at a con was because I was horribly hungover.
Yeah.
You know what? Matter of fact, I think this is the perfect time to kind of announce like one of the people that I'm dressing up as at New York Comic Con.
Let's hear it.
I'm actually gonna be She-Hulk for one day.
Great.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's so rad, Ashley.
Kind of excited.
Are you going with like the body paint and everything, or?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Like outfit-wise, what outfit are you doing?
It's like the ones with the shorts with the purple. They kind of look. It kind of looks like a boxing outfit a little bit. I said.
Okay. No what you're talking about.
So, yeah, like her little athletic outfit.
That's so cool. That's rad. We'll look forward to seeing that for sure. I want to go.
I was like, I gotta hit the gym. I gotta be in the gym right now.
Right, the life of
pump some iron.
Just go on the Gal Gadot training plan and you'll be good.
I'm gonna be the skinny She-Hulk.
Yes.
No, she's beefed up now. She's probably put on 40 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, but she's like tall. I'm like short. I'm gonna be like 5'2". I'm not gonna even look like She-Hulk if I gain that much weight. I'm gonna be like She-Hulk and a half.
She-Hulk and a half. That's good. Well, speaking of Comic-Con, we have the powers that be at Geeks with Wives have lined up a tremendous amount of geek star power that they will be interviewing and bringing us exclusive interviews to the site. And just to name a few, let me get my list, unless Brad's got it right in front of him.
I got it right in front of me.
What do you got, Brad?
All right, so confirmed, we have some big ones. Casey is sitting down with Kiss.
God, man. I'm so jealous of that one.
Ace Frehley, Kiss. Yes, God. Talking about a new Kiss Scooby-Doo comic called Rock and Roll Mystery.
Ooh.
Right, wait, so that's Kiss and Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
That's like Zoinks, man. Like, it's Scooby-Doo. Kiss, brother.
I mean, it doesn't. One of the biggest rock bands in history, Kiss, is going to be huge to have them featured on Geeks with Wives, and that is confirmed unless the publicist for Kiss has kind of, told us something wrong. We should have something with them. He's also got Mark Waid, one of the greatest comic book writers of all time. He wrote Kingdom Come. He most recently wrote Daredevil. He's doing the all different Avengers team. He's doing Archie. Yeah, Princess Leia, which, sorry, Mark, that was some of your weaker work. But other than that, I mean, he's a god among comic book writers. If you had a top 5 to 10 of all time, he would definitely, be below the greats. So that's a big get for us. Right. We have Michael Moreci, who's doing Burning Fields and Planet of the Apes comic, and there's a lot of tentatives. I don't know if we want to talk about, but Gail Simone, maybe. I mean, a certain Batgirl writer, so that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe a certain gentleman who just wrote Magneto for Marvel. That would be really cool. You may like good buns on your hamburgers this 4th of July. Hint. Exactly. Speaking of Wonder Woman, there may be a husband and wife duo who have been working on that book. So those are just to name a few, and there may be something going on with a certain show that comes on AMC that involves zombies and a guy who rides a motorcycle. So
yeah.
Those are not confirmed, but Mark Waid and Kiss are confirmed. Do you need any more people?
Because I have to say it. You wanted it, you got it. The greatest band on the planet is coming to Geeks with Wives. That's very cool, man. I'm hats off to everybody who's working hard behind the scenes at GWW, getting awesome interviews and people to talk to at cons and things, because there's always people working on the back burner behind the scenes so we can bring the best to you, our listeners and followers and watchers. So thank you to everybody. We're excited to keep bringing you some more awesome stuff. Aren't you guys excited? I'm freaking stoked right now. You know what to do.
I think I should do the Kiss makeup for the day.
Yes. Can I join you? Can I please? Okay.
Of course.
So I have a quick Kiss story. So I had this badass Kiss poster in college. It's the Dress to Kill album. It's the black and white album cover where they're all wearing like 3-piece suits and they all have the paint on. So me and my roommates in college say, let's go as the Dress to Kill Kiss album for Halloween. So I was going to be the spaceman, Ace Frehley. Yeah. So I go and I rent this 3-piece suit. My wife now, girlfriend all through college, does my makeup. I go and buy the wig, and I'm not a cosplayer. Like, I only dress up only on Halloween, so this was a big deal. I committed to this costume.
That's right.
So I show up at a Halloween party, and I was like, where's your costume? They're like, yeah, we decided not to do that. So I'm dressed as just Ace Frehley from the Dress to Kill album, and it was freaking awesome, but it would have been so much cooler if the rest of those guys would have done their part.
They're slacking. They're slackers.
That's the joy of trying to get a group cosplay together, huh, Ashley? You always have somebody who flakes out at the last minute.
I hate flakes. I hate flaky people. That annoys me so much. It's like that scene from what was that movie, The House Bunny, where she shows up to the costume party and she's the only one dressed as a actual Playboy bunny.
Wasn't that in Legally Blonde also?
Yeah, it happens. See, it happens. It happens. They do it all the time. It's like funny to other people. I don't know.
And it's apparently every time you want to dress up as a Playboy bunny.
I know. It's I don't know what it is.
I can't even tell you how many times I've tried to put together a Watchmen cosplay, and I was the only one who actually finished my costume, which I have a comedian costume now. But I think I've tried to get that group together like 3 or 4 times, and every time somebody's like, oh, yeah, let's do it. And then 2 months before, like, yeah, I don't have the money. I'm like, screw you guys. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I hate your face. Anyways, enough about that. Let's talk some comic, kids. Let's get into our Week in Geek, where we talk about all the awesome things that we got to do in this geeky world of ours, like read comics, watch shows, all the above. So why don't we, in all proper etiquette manners, let's have the lady go first, and we'll start with Miss Ashley this week. What do you got for us, Ashley?
Okay, so I actually am a little backed up since I wasn't here last Thursday, so I actually did reading for last week and this week.
Ooh.
So I'm going to start with Jupiter's Circle, number 4.
Okay.
I thought it was very, you know what, it's funny, because I love the cover. I like the idea of the characters.
Right.
But number 4 for me was just kind of like, I don't know, it was like it was like I don't know, I feel like it was unnecessary. Like I didn't feel like it was anything that happened in it that would make a difference in the world of Jupiter's Circle.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much I can't, well, did anybody else read it or no?
I haven't read it. It's Mark Miller, right? I believe who writes it. Yeah, I hadn't read it.
I can't remember, no, Fitz, I think that was his name, Fitz. There's a character named Fitz, and Fitz pretty much is dating a younger girl who I think her name is Angel, and he tries to be like the good guy and tries to like rescue everybody, and he ends up like getting into a really bad like not an accident, I guess it was an accident. He gets into an accident. Now he's in the hospital, and his younger girl, who's like younger than him by half his age, they're telling her like, you have to take care of him, and she's like, no, I'm only 19, and then she leaves him, and then his wife shows up with the kids. And yeah, pretty much it was just kind of like, okay, this is cool in the beginning, because I'm like, it's kind of still early in the series, but it was just kind of like, I didn't feel like it was necessary. To jump from that, I'm going to go to The Wicked and the Divine, issue 12. I really like it. I mean, and I'm just now kind of getting into that particular comic, but I really like what I've read so far. I like the fact that they use like a lot of different characters in mythology, because I'm a big mythology geek, so I completely understand, and I think it's really cool. And then last week I read Jim and the Holograms, issue number 4, which I am in love with.
Was it truly outrageous?
Yes. You know what? I appreciate that comic book. I'll say that. I truly appreciate that comic book, and I actually think it's going to be better. I think the comic book is better than the movie, and the movie hasn't even come out yet.
Right.
I am so not looking forward to the movie at all, on a side note.
Okay.
But the comic book is amazing. I love the fact that they actually, and this is so random, not that I'm a lesbian or anything, but they actually include lesbian relationships in this comic book. And it's like, in the world of female rock stars, do you really not think that there are going to be a lesbian somewhere?
Yeah, of course.
Like, it's destined to happen, and I'm great that they did it, and I love the way that they did it, because it's like these two girls are having this secret relationship, and because one of the girls is in the Misfits, and then the other girls is with Jim and the Holograms, and it's just like they're trying to keep it a secret. So it's a lot of kind of like sneaking behind closed doors and stuff like that. Yeah. The Misfits are still like very catty and like sassy and stuff like that, so I like that. And then I'm not sure if you guys have read Dead Squad.
Mm-mm.
Ayala Tao. It's like the first issue. I read that and I actually really, really liked it because, first of all, you have a female assassin who has a super badass tattoo on her back. And they pretty much call her the Angel of Death.
Ooh.
Her little sister gets, well, she's in like a squad of assassins called the Hand of God. And her little sister gets, yeah, it really is. It's amazing. So they're pretty much, I think they're in the Middle East, and while she's in the Middle East, they come back, and then her little sister gets kidnapped while she's like pretty much doing like Peace Corps or something like that, volunteer work. And she goes to her captain, and she's pretty much like, you have to do something to save my sister. And he's like, there's nothing we can do. So then her little sister ends up getting killed, and she leaves to her assassin's force because she's just kind of like, you guys let me down. Like, I can't. How can I fight for you guys and you're not fighting for me? And then she ends up like going off just like deciding she's going to do her own thing, and she's going to find these people, and she's going to make sure she delivers their karma back to them. And she actually gets assigned to another group that's looking for an assassin of her caliber. And this is the first issue, so I'm excited to see what else is going to happen with that. And that's by IDW Comics.
Okay. Just going to ask who
puts
that book out.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's my week in comics.
Awesome. Anything else geeky that you did this week that you want to tell us about?
Well, the karaoke. I did karaoke this week. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I did, my first song for the day was actually Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy.
Nice.
Yeah, and everybody was like, did she just do Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy? And I was like, yes, I did.
Yes.
And everybody clapped for me, and it was amazing.
I mean, personally, to me, that's one of those songs that every time I hear, I forget how great of a song it is. Because you don't hear it often anymore, you know? Not like when it first came out. Obviously, everybody was playing that song.
Exactly, and it was funny because I actually used to dress like her when that song first came out.
All right.
So it's like if you imagine like me wearing like skater shorts with like, they were like plaid skater shorts with all the straps.
Yeah. Right.
There were straps for what? I don't know what the straps were for, but they were there.
Is that in case you're ever in some kind of like survival situation and you need some tourniquets or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I might be able to use them like as like for grapple or something. I don't know. I need to climb a tree or something real quick.
Exactly. Who knows? One of the mysteries of life we'll never understand, right, Ashley?
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, one day my goal is to do karaoke with you, Ashley.
I am always down for karaoke, and then today I did Guitar Hero and I did Barracuda, so.
Wow, man.
That's a classic. I love Barracuda. I should have did that for karaoke, but I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, it's all right. Next time.
It's always next time.
You get them with that next time. You're just gonna blow them away.
I'm gonna pull it out my back pocket.
Boom. Mic drop. Awesome. Thanks, friend, for sharing all that good stuff with us. Mr. Brad Bell, what have you got this week, man?
Well, it was another big week on Battle World. Secret Wars took up a majority of my pull list this week, and of course I started with Secret Wars number 4 by Hickman and Asad Ribic, and man, this is the pivot point. This is where everything hit the fan, because we now have people from the classic 616 Marvel Universe and Ultimate Marvel Universe who have been unleashed on Battle World. And I'm not going to try to give too much away, but let's say we had a awesome confrontation between Doctor Doom and Reed Richards, which it's been a while really since that's happened in comics, and Doctor Doom has pretty much stolen Reed's life. He is now married to Sue. His daughter is now Valerie Richards. So you can imagine how furious Reed's going to be. Cyclops showed up with the Phoenix Force, and Doom pretty much put him in his place pretty quick. Stephen Strange, the hand of the Doom God / King, spoke out against Doom, and he put him in his place rather quick. That's all I'm going to say about that. But if you're not reading the main Secret Wars book, if you have Marvel event fatigue, you're missing out, because I was telling Will before we went on air, it's the best event book they've done since Civil War. It's one that actually counts, it actually means something, and it's fantastic. So I enjoyed that. I read X-Men Years of Future Past #2. This was a really good book. It kind of takes place in the Days of Future Past world, but now we're getting further into that part of Battle World, and we have a great moment between Colossus and his daughter, Christina Pride. Christina is the last mutant born on Battle World, the daughter of Colossus and Kitty Pryde, about parenthood, and it was a lot of word bubbles. It was like a 90s comic, but man, it was awesome. It was just a very touching moment. We have these guys, these mutants, going underground, figuring out how they're going to take down all the anti-mutant forces in Battle World. So I think it's kind of cool that all of Battle World and Doom is so anti-mutant, because there's been all this talk about Marvel kind of crapping on the X-Men because they don't own the film rights. So it's interesting in their comics that everybody in Battle World is just pretty much totally anti-mutant. And let's just say, to even the odds between Doom's new Sentinels, which now look like Sentinels with Doombots' heads, Kitty Pryde's getting the old dragon out, old Lockheed. So that's going to be cool to see in the next issue. I read Ultimate End #3. Again, this is a book where we had consequences from two Hulks going against one another. This is by Bendis and Bagley, the people who pretty much created the Ultimate Marvel Universe. And let's just say we have two Punishers, two Hulks. You know, shit's hitting the fan, and Bruce Banner is in a load of trouble for doing something to 616 Bruce Banner for doing something to the Ultimate Hulk, and Tony Stark's out to help him. And we have, do I need to say more? We have Punisher versus Punisher in a fight to the death in that issue. So that's Ultimate End #3. I also read A-Force #2 by G. Willow Wilson and Marguerite Bennett. And I think this is a title Ashley is kind of a fan of A-Force. I think, have you checked that out, Ashley?
Actually, I'm supposed to pick it up this week. Somebody has it waiting for me.
It's really good. It's art by Jorge Molina, and you got all the best female heroes from the Marvel Universe living on Arcadia. And there's been portals that have been transporting things to Arcadia that don't need to be there. Things that Neymar's investigating in the ocean. We have Sentinels getting transported there. And there's an introduction, guys, of a brand new character who I believe is going to be key to Secret Wars, because she creates portals that bridge all the different parts of Battle World together. The character doesn't have a name. We know she's important. So it sets a lot of stuff up in the future. So that's it. Again, Secret Wars heavy on the comic side. I've been playing Batman Arkham Knight, which, hey, I'm playing it on Xbox One. It's a great game. So far, I mean, I'm probably only about 25% through it.
Right.
It's my least favorite because Batman cannot go to the bathroom without using the Batmobile. I mean,
is that bad, huh?
I mean, everything. Alfred comes over the comm and he's like, perhaps you should use the Batmobile, Master Bruce. And there's this, you go into Ace Chemicals and you have to move a crane like 10 times to get the Batmobile in the building. And you're like, what are they doing? And I kind of think what Rocksteady did is they created this great vehicle. It works. It drives great. It's not out of place. So now they're going to make you use it, even if you don't want to use it. So it kind of just becomes annoying. Have either one of you guys played Arkham Knight?
I haven't got a chance to play it, man.
Not yet.
Oh, man. I'm going to finish it because I hear the story is a really good payoff. Arkham Knight's he's an awesome villain. Yeah. And I can't wait to find out who he is. I hadn't had it spoiled for me. Yeah, other than that, Will, all I checked out was the big Marvel Previews magazine, which I think we'll just save this for news.
All right. That's okay. Good, because I want to know about it, because my shop didn't have one by the time I made it there. Oh well, I'll have to pick one up online or something. But anyways, I didn't read too much this week. Let's start by talking about what the book I read that I didn't like because I thought it was kind of boring and bleh. You guys remember that movie Barbed Wire with Pamela Anderson?
Yeah.
You remember how well that movie did?
Yeah.
Didn't do that well, did it?
Is it not well?
There was a TV show too, wasn't there?
I don't recall. There might have been, but I feel like the comic book, which came out this week, issue #1, was pretty much the movie. So it didn't do much for me. I mean, basic idea: barbed wire. She's a bounty hunter. The opening issue, we see that she's the subject of a reality show, very a la, Dog the Bounty Hunter kind of deal going on.
Okay.
So she's got a crew of, people following her every move and hoping for big action and big, busts when she's tracking down criminals that she has, she's trying to get bounties off of. So you got that whole thing, and of course, still true to the movie, and I've never read Barbed Wire before, but she has her own nightclub that she does some dealings out of, and it's a very broken down society that we're living in. So there's lots of different gangs, and she tries to be the I guess the Switzerland of this city. She tries to be like everybody's cool. There's a truce in her bar. That doesn't go so well. There's constantly things going on, people getting arrested. So, I mean, it didn't do too much for me. It was pretty story-wise. It was pretty basic. She's a bounty hunter. She has a bar. She's hot. Whatever. Kind of didn't really shy away from what we've already seen from Barbed Wire, like in the movie, for example. So, anyways, that's from Dark Horse. The writer is Chris Warner. And then you have a plethora of different artists. The art was good. The art was very cool. But other than that, the story didn't do much for me. So if you like Barbed Wire, check it out. If not, don't bother. That's just my opinion. And then, of course, couldn't pass up Darth Vader #7, which is my all-time favorite book of the Star Wars Marvel books. What more can you say about Darth Vader? He's awesome. As far as kind of like Ashley with one of your books, I don't feel like this particular issue did too much for the overall story. There was a little bit in the beginning where Darth Vader makes his one and only return to his former home of Tatooine, and he's there in search of clues about the young rebel who destroyed the Death Star, who obviously he's now found out is his son, Luke Skywalker. By this point, he knows that apparently. So, anyways, he had to go into Luke's old home on Tatooine, and there's kind of a cool scene where he's able to just kind of touch the walls and use the Force, and he kind of can see what transpired in the room. So that was kind of really neat. I don't feel like I ever really got to see an example of that ability from Darth Vader, but that was kind of cool. Him just touching an inanimate object and be able to see what happened there. That was kind of a neat thing. Other than that, it's a lot of him having discussions with the local crime lords, like the Hutt, especially kind of making sure they're quote-unquote under the Empire rule, but making them think like they're still being able to do their own thing. It's that whole Empire manipulation thing. So there was a lot of cool aspects in that. But other than that, it wasn't a whole lot to do with the overall story. But,
Will.
Yes, talk to me.
We can praise Doom for one thing because Kieran Gillen he's taking a big break from Marvel. He's not doing any titles, and that's the writer of Darth Vader, but the only Marvel book he's staying on is Darth Vader. So he will be continuing to write that. And I thought of you when I saw that because I know you love that book. I like it too, but you love it.
I love this book. It's my favorite book right now. My favorite book for obviously very biased reasons, but whatever. I love me some Darth Vaders. Other than that, I did get to rewatch Kingsman: The Secret Service. Which have you guys all seen Kingsman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys love that movie as much as I do? I thought it was an excellent movie.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
Vader. So he will continue to write that. And I thought had a little bit of an echo there, but that's the beauty of live broadcasting. But Kingsman is classic Mark Miller. I mean, it's over the top. It's crazy. It's a little bit exploitive, but that's Mark Miller. I enjoyed the movie for what it was.
Yeah. You definitely have that very comic booky scene where they're blowing everybody's head up with the little implant, and you're getting like the different colors of like smoke and looks like fireworks coming out of their heads.
That
That-
church scene to
yeah.
the Skinner song,
Oh
that
yeah.
was one of the most incredible. And I think it's directed by, it's Vaughn. Is it Vaughn who is the guy who directed Kick-Ass? I think his name's Matthew Vaughn, but I may be
Yeah.
wrong.
I believe so.
And he directed X-Men First Class. But that church scene was one of the most insane continuous shots I've ever seen in a movie, and it is up there with anything I've seen this year in movies.
That scene alone just gets you so amped up just watching it. You're just like you feel like how he was maybe feeling in there. I don't know. It's a great movie though. I when the movie first came out, I did a write up. So if you really want to see my thoughts on it, just search on the website on Geeks with Wives, and you'll get to see my thoughts because I really enjoyed the movie. It's definitely has a lot of modern twists with the whole plot, and of course it's got your old like spy, you know, James Bondy kind of feel to it in certain aspects. So it's just a great all-around fun movie. But anyways, that's it for my Week in Geek. Mr. Bell, why don't you lead us off on the news for this week? Because we got a lot, I think.
Yeah, we do. News is kind of going to carry this show this evening. I mean, the big thing is the all-new, all-different Marvel. All the number ones coming out post-Secret Wars. It looks like Battle World somehow, some way will become the new main Marvel universe, and Marvel was kind enough to put this 60-something page full-color magazine at comic book shops for free. If you're watching, I'm holding it up.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know how, there's 45 of the 60 new number ones. The 15 that's unannounced are supposed to likely be rumored to be announced at Comic-Con. We'll see. I can go through all these, or I can just tell you the ones I'm excited for.
Tell us your favorites, man. What are the ones you're most excited for?
Well, when I first saw this, I was really excited that the X books had a big presence because I was worried that the X-Men books would be pushed to the back since they don't own the film rights. But there's 5 X-Men books, and I'm going to be picking all these up. So I'll just tell you what I'm going to add to my pull list from these 45 titles. Right. Extraordinary X-Men, written by Jeff Lemire. All right, that's going to be the flagship X-Men book. Uncanny, written by Colin Bunn, that with art by Greg Land. That's going to be a Magneto-led evil brotherhood of mutants, have Mystique, Sabretooth, those classics on the team.
Oh, that's cool.
All new X-Men, which will be a blending of X-Men from different time periods, similar to the one that Bendis just did. The all-new Wolverine, which is X-23 as Wolverine. It's going to be written, I believe, by Dennis Hopeless. And then Old Man Logan, which is going to be written by Jeff Lemire. So I'm picking those X books up. I'm picking Spider-Man, the Miles Morales up by Bendis. I'm picking Amazing Spider-Man, which looks incredible because it's going to be a globe-trotting Peter Parker written by Dan Slott, who has a Spider-Mobile, who is the CEO of Parker Industries, which is exploding now, and he's kind of going to be traveling the world as Spider-Man, where it looks like Miles is going to stay in New York. I'm going to keep getting Spider-Gwen by Jason Latour and Robbie Rodriguez, and this is the 90s kid coming out of me. I'm getting the Carnage book by Jerry Conway. Like, I know there's going to be no plot, just blood and guts, just, pure gore hound in me. Just
right.
Want to see Carnage, Cletus Cassidy screw some people up. But, man, it doesn't matter if you're a Marvel fan, new or old. There's something in here for you. There's only one thing that I don't like about this. Okay. The Fantastic Four are nowhere to be found. And I have a theory about that.
What's that?
I think that one of two things is going to happen. Either Reed Richards is going to die at the end of Secret Wars, getting rid of God Doom and ending that whole thing. And that's a way for them to send Reed off in style and not have to make Reed Richards-centric Fantastic Four stories. Or the new Fantastic Four is going to be announced, and it's going to be Reed Richards and his family. Franklin and Valerie and Sue. That will be the Fantastic Four. But I'm hoping and praying that Marvel is going to give me a Fan 4 book because, I mean, if they're not going to be your cornerstone, that's fine, but they're still a big part of the Marvel universe and its history and its lore. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look over any of these, but is there any in particular that stuck out to you, anything that you're looking forward to?
I didn't get a chance to get one because my shop didn't have any more. But what's the story on Iron Man? What's going on with him?
Okay, well, Iron Man is the center of the Marvel universe now, and Marvel has finally come out and said that. Editor-in-Chief Axel Alonso said, "Hey, he's been a big character in the movies, but since Matt Fraction's run ended, he's kind of floundered in the comic books." So they put Brian Michael Bendis and Dave Marquez. That was the first book they announced for it. That's why he's on the cover. There's the art by Dave Marquez, and this is supposed to be the flagship book of the all-new Marvel, even though it's still Tony Stark as Iron Man.
So it's still Tony?
Yeah, still Tony. Still going to be Tony in the suit. But there were some curveballs in this. There were some unexpected announcements. I'm also going to be picking up Uncanny Avengers, which is going to be Jerry Duggan and Ryan Stegman. But you got some of these we talked about. Scarlet Witch is one I added. I'm really excited. She's getting her own comic book. James Robinson, Kevin Wada. I'm a huge Wanda Maximoff fan.
Cool.
Have been since House of M. But that's pretty much it for me on the all-new, all-different Marvel. So let's get into some other news. Not all Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you guys a fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Dude,
absolutely.
I'm still a fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm all about JDF, man. He's like one of my heroes.
What kid of the 90s was not? It defined our childhood, right?
Don't make me go get my Power Morpher right now, because I'll do it.
More phenomenal because Boom Studios has gotten the comic book license for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it's kind of focused around the original Rangers. They're releasing 6 one-shots at San Diego Comic-Con based off of each Ranger. And this is something I've wanted for a long time because IDW has done a great job with the Ninja Turtles comic.
Yeah.
And I was like, if only there would be a Power Rangers comic like this. Will either one of you guys pick that up?
I will definitely pick that up for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be all over that. I'm
excited to hear that. That's amazing.
I mean, you should see some of these covers, actually. Entertainment Weekly revealed them, and they didn't even say who the artist is. But they revealed the pink, the green, and the red, and the covers are simply like a bust shot to the chin up, and they're holding their helmets, and in the reflection of the helmets, you can see the corresponding Zord for each one.
Cool.
So, I mean, it is some sick art, and I know people have waited a long time for this. We'll get to the movie news here in a sec. I'm going through comics news. Star Wars Shattered Empire, they released the synopsis for that. It's coming out September 2nd. Basically, there's not much to it. It's what you would expect. The rebellion has triumphed over the Empire, but somehow, some way, all the Grand Moffs in the Empire hold the Empire together. So we now know the Empire has been held intact, which is something we didn't know going into The Force Awakens.
So they're basically taking some of the stuff that was already established in the now not recognized as canon expanded universe and putting it back in the comics is what they're doing, right?
Yeah, it's called Legends.
Yeah.
That's what they call it now, which was the old expanded universe. You're absolutely right, Will, but the synopsis is out there on the internet if you want to see more about that. Gotcha. I mentioned Carrie and Gillen taking a break. Rick Remender is also taking a break from Marvel to focus on creator-owned stuff.
Okay.
So Marvel will miss those two guys for sure.
Yeah.
Comic-Con's locked into San Diego through 2018. I guess, Will, you're happy about that, although there was a rumor for a long time that the Anaheim Convention Center was going to get it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that is like so set on it being in San Diego that I can't say that I wouldn't mind seeing it somewhere else. At least, definitely somewhere with more space would be nice. But I mean, there's some people who are like San Diego, blah blah blah. So whatever. I guess it's a good thing. Whatever, that's fine.
I know a lot of people praised Anaheim and it's not as big, but hosting Celebration. I mean, you went to Celebration. How's that convention center compared to San Diego?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like Celebration definitely wasn't as crazy, like crowded wise as Comic-Con is, and they seem to handle it okay. I think the nice thing about Anaheim is there seems to be more hotel space in the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's always a problem at San Diego.
Yeah, definitely a problem the few years past that I've gone. So.
All right, last bit of comic news. Sorry, Will, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Thanos. There's been a trilogy of graphic novels. Jim Starlin's finishing that in 2016 with the Infinity finale. That follows Infinity Revelation and Infinity Relativity. I don't know if anybody read those. I did not.
Me neither.
Okay, let's move on to movie news.
It's all relative to me.
Tonight's a Power Rangers night, so some plot synopsis leaked to the new Power Rangers movie, and guess what? Power coins, the Zord, Zordon, Alpha 5, these are all good things that we want to hear, right?
Yes, definitely. I am obviously being a fan of the old school Power Rangers. The movies have a, we'll say, cheesy, campy spot in my heart, but I'm excited to see a more modernized take as far as Power Rangers on film. So to hear that they're going to have some of the original elements that, to me and a lot of fans make Power Rangers what they are is really cool and exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this one, Ashley? Are you going to do a Pink Ranger?
Pretty much I'm a 90s baby, so I definitely am. That's something I would be looking forward to. I can't wait to see that. I might actually have to get a yellow Power Ranger costume now.
Yes. Yeah, that would be awesome. So when I was in college and had a lot more free time than I do now, we had went and saw a midnight showing of Spider-Man 3. Mm-hmm. And our tradition was to go to Denny's after the midnight showing and discuss the movie.
Okay.
And Spider-Man 3 was atrocious, right? It let us down. I love Venom, and that's a completely different story. But we started talking about, now that Spider-Man series is over, what would we like to see? And we said Power Rangers. And we sit there and we wrote up on a napkin like our perfect Power Rangers trilogy. Ooh. All right, so like the first movie would be Rita and Goldar and the Zords and the origin story, right?
Yeah.
The second movie would be Green with Evil. That's your Empire Strikes Back. That's the Tommy the Dragon Zord.
Yep.
And then the third movie would be Lord Zed coming in.
Okay.
I mean, tell me that doesn't write itself. Come on, I know if we can come up with that at Denny's, there's somebody much smarter than me in Hollywood that can come up with that.
Yeah. No.
What happened to Eveline?
Well, Ashley?
I said, what happened to Eveline? I think that was her name, right?
Evelyn?
Yeah.
I don't know who she is.
I'm all Evelyn from He-Man?
Wait, no.
Evelyn's He-Man.
No, wait. I'm having a moment right now. Can't be wrong. No, go ahead. Continue your conversation. I'm going to bounce back from this.
Okay. All right. Chime in when you're done. We got early reviews from Ant-Man. James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, says it's his favorite. It's his favorite Marvel movie besides the first Iron Man.
Wow, that's a pretty big statement. That's a big statement in general, and then it's a big statement coming from James Gunn, who was a genius with what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you think that that's an accurate statement, Brad? Are you hoping that's an accurate statement?
I mean, I'm hoping it is. I think Ant-Man was the movie that I was the most worried about going in, even a little more so than Guardians of the Galaxy. But everybody says like the way it ties in to the rest of the Marvel universe and the way it sits up Civil War is really integral to the overall story they're telling. So they made a character, it sounds like, that not many people care or know about. They made him relevant by making him a relevant piece of the puzzle in the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
And I heard a rumor about what the opening scene is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a heist scene, and I want to get into it, and I'm not going to spoil it, but if they do what I've heard they're going to do, I think it's going to have audiences from the get-go. And I just hate Edgar Wright's not on it, but I heard a lot of his tone Peyton Reed kept over from the original script, and it's supposed to be just really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. What about you, Will?
I'm excited. I like you was kind of like Ant-Man. All right, that's an interesting choice for a movie, but you know, the more I hear about the fact that this really is going to play a huge part in setting up Phase 3 of the cinematic universe, I think that's what's going to make this movie really important and get people going out to see that, you know, in the whole grand scheme of, you know, continuity in the Marvel universe and how they're so awesome at that. So I'm a huge Paul Rudd fan, so that alone would have got me to see it anyways, but
yeah, I like Paul Rudd too, but Peyton Reed has said that he said two things that's got me excited. He said that Ant-Man has the best scene because they're shooting Civil War now, right?
Yeah, right.
Ant-Man has the best scene in Civil War, and Peyton Reed says he's jealous that he didn't get to direct Paul Rudd on that scene.
Yeah. Okay.
So in a world of Robert Downey Jr.'s and Chris Evans, to say he steals the show in a movie that's going to have Spider-Man in it for the first time,
that's a pretty big deal.
That's some big, mighty words. That's bigger words than the character is, that's for sure. And he says he wants to do a prequel with Hank Pym as Ant-Man eventually too. Not James Gunn, sorry, Peyton Reed.
Yeah. James
Gunn announced the title for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Nice.
That's appropriate, right, Will, for this franchise?
Fits in with the whole, you know, Awesome Mix Volume 1 thing. I mean, it's perfect. Can't really call it Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I mean, that's too easy.
Here's one that made me roll my eyes a little bit. There's a real magician training Channing Tatum to do card tricks in order to play Gambit.
That's pretty amazing. I actually like the idea of that. I can imagine that. That has to be like the real Magic Mike.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yes, the real Magic Mike.
Can you imagine being that guy who like normally gets calls for like kids' birthday parties and like, you know, lounge acts, and he's like, "Hey, we want to schedule you a personal session with Channing Tatum." You're like, okay. Teaching him card tricks sounds good.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you can't. I mean, you got to give the guy props for committing, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I want to hear how his accent is going to come out.
Yeah.
Being that
Louisiana accent is hard to pull off.
Yeah, could be.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Southerners, they're not all generalized. Like you hear me and you're like, oh, he's from the South. But like when you're in the South, you can pick up the different dialects. Like you could tell when somebody's from Louisiana or Alabama has like a very distinct one as well. Yeah. If you would have just heard me talk and I would have asked you what state I was from, what would you have said?
I would have said Texas only because I have friends from Texas.
Texas. Alabama. That's what everybody in college asked me was Alabama, and I had to tell them no, North Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have big news on the Ghostbusters front because Paul Feig, sent out the pictures of the costumes and the proton packs for the female-driven Ghostbusters reboot. I don't know if you guys saw this.
I haven't.
I saw the pictures of the proton pack for sure.
They look cool, man. They're retro but modernized.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you think about it, if this takes place in current day, obviously there would have been some kind of advance to where they were kind of make the original pack a little more compact and lighter, you know what I mean? Just from a practical standpoint. So I think in that respect it definitely fits.
Yeah. Well, I just took a look at it, and it looks pretty badass. I'd carry it.
Yeah. Here, I want one.
Sure, I'll take one.
You know that's got to be a big cosplay, like after that movie comes out, the female Ghostbusters, I figure.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to have more girls cosplaying Ghostbusters. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome because you see the fat guys, the Ghostbuster, every Comic-Con you go to. So it'd be cool to see like a attractive female or either just do the cosplay for Ghostbusters.
And I'll be honest, like one of my biggest things about cosplaying, about why I don't do it as often, is because costumes aren't comfortable all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I have to carry stuff, and then I have to be comfortable, and then in New York when we have hours, it's always cold outside, and then you get inside and you're hot.
Yeah.
But a Ghostbusters jumpsuit, I think, would fit all purposes. Like.
Yeah.
Cold, you zip it up. It's hot, you zip it down. Whatever.
Exactly.
Nice stuff. I was telling friends today, I'm like, I might die of shock if I ever did a costume that didn't weigh like 30 pounds or wasn't like sweltering hot. I don't know why I always pick those ones, but you know, whatever. Glutton for punishment, I guess. Any other big news that we want to finish up with tonight, Brad?
Look for Casey Walsh at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
If you do, I'll tweet you some free comics codes if you send me a picture with Casey Walsh, our editor-in-chief at San Diego Comic-Con. But that's it for the news this week.
We'll send you 2 comic codes if you take a picture of him doing something funny. Something funny or questionable. Well, what are you doing, Casey? But anyways, well, good stuff, guys. That's it for this week. We'll take a quick minute to finish up with our final thought, and then we'll close it out for this week. Ashley, anything for your final thought this week?
Final thought. What is my final thought for this week?
Could be any.
Final thought. That's a good one. I really did not think about what my final thought would be. Actually, probably, I guess this week I'm actually catching up on some of my Netflix movies. There's probably a couple of foreign films that I have been wanting to catch up on that I haven't yet. I just got done talking about, I'm a big foreign fantasy buff, so I love like Korean, Japanese movies. If you have not seen The Sorcerer and the White Snake yet, it is amazing if you love fantasy.
Is that on Netflix right now?
It is. It should still be. It's really, really good.
I was going to ask for recommendations on Netflix films because
if you don't mind reading subtitles, it's amazing. When I say amazing, and it's crazy because here we have like amazing, crazy CGI movies. Yeah. But there's something about foreign films, especially for whatever reason, if they're Korean or Japanese. I think actually Jet Li is the star role in that movie. He actually plays the sorcerer, and he is like everything about the movie is just really, really good. And then the second would probably be The Painted Skin, The Resurrection, which is another really good fantasy film, foreign film. And in that movie, you're dealing with kitsunes, which are female fox demons.
Okay.
And it's really, really good. So if you like foreign film movies, I'm more of a film buff. So if you ever have a question about a film, I have probably watched it. The only thing I have not watched is Zombieverse. I really want to watch it. I don't know if anybody else has seen that on Netflix yet, but Zombieverse looks like it's amazing. I mean, but I haven't seen it yet. So that's probably, I might watch that. Doesn't it look tempting, though?
It does. It very much does. Come on, what more can you say about it? I mean, it looks...
I mean, it has furries. What can I say? Anything that's furry, I love, you know?
I know, you're all about that, right? So
I'm all about Zombieverse.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you, Ashley. It's always good to have you on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Brad Bell, what do you got for us to close out tonight?
I just got to say, for everybody in America, have a happy and safe 4th of July. And if you're going out of town, be safe. Don't do anything stupid. And if you're going to the beach, don't go in the water because there's been an unprecedented amount of shark attacks, especially on the Carolina coast here.
Yeah.
So it's like the summer of 1975 with Jaws. And this is 40th anniversary of Jaws, which is kind of eerie.
He knows.
Do you think it's like promotional that the sharks are coming out because it's like Shark Week almost?
Shark Week, 4th of July, 40th anniversary of Jaws.
Did they do something to agitate the sharks? They must have.
I don't know what it is, but I hear all about it. My wife has a fascination with sharks. Jaws is her all-time favorite movie. Right now she's reading Meg, which is this horror shark book that Robert Rodriguez is making a movie out of. Is supposed to be really good. So, but yeah, be safe. Have a great 4th of July weekend. Find me on Twitter at @TheRealBradBell, REEL Brad Bell, and send me messages. Tweet me. Let me know which of these Marvel @1s you're going to be picking up, because we're all about fan interaction. And if you ever have any questions or comments about the show, you can email me at brad.bell@geekswithwives.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad. So, to wrap us up, a couple things. First off, next week we will not be having a live podcast because a lot of our team will be out at San Diego Comic-Con. And also for us to prepare for the 100th episode of Geeks with Wives and Capes. Got to tell you guys, when we started this, I never saw episode 100. So it's pretty awesome. And we're hoping that we're going to be visited on that episode by some of the past voices of Geeks with Wives and Capes that helped shape the early days of the show. Old contributors and friends who we all love and would love to see back on the show, even if it's just for the 100th episode. I'm going to issue a little challenge to our followers and listeners. If you get a moment, tweet us, message us. If you've been listening to the show or watching the show, tell us what one of your favorite moments of the show is in the past 100 episodes, because we'd love to hear about that and love to hear even things maybe you want to hear more about or you would like for us to talk about more in future episodes, because we always love getting ideas from our listeners and followers. Of course, keep on checking out the site, geekswithwives.com, for all your latest in comics, movies, tech, toy reviews. I mean, hell, man, I even put up two videos recently. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome, Brad?
That's awesome. And we'll, even though we're not going to be on next week, Casey, our illustrious editor-in-chief and co-host on the Geeks with Wives and Capes podcast, is planning to release some interviews from the show floor, talking with creators as audio podcasts. So look at your Geeks with Wives iTunes feed and the website for that. And 100, man. If I don't get eaten by a shark, I'll be here.
Awesome.
Stay away from the waters.
Yes.
I'm going to be reading comic books with a cold drink in my hand, bathing in the sun.
Good stuff, man.
Sounds like a good idea. I probably would be at a casino looking for Gambit.
I'm gonna be queuing it up and having some drinks too, and going to I think I'm going to a white trash party, so should be interesting. Should be interesting and fun. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching and listening. As always, we appreciate and love your support. You can find me on Twitter at Darth Sparrow, and for the show you can find us at GWW Capes Crew. And I thank you for Ashley, for Brad, and of course for Casey and John and everybody else who's not here this evening. And as always, we look forward to seeing you not next week, but the week after. And go ahead. What do you say?
Doom bless America.
And Doom bless America, and we'll catch you on the geek side.